California! We are at 9 pips for
What
California.
is Brayrand doing in Missouri?
I don't understand putting that much money into Louisiana.
North Carolina going into the
This
Republican
is one of the
Conference.
most stunning results in 270 Live history. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Boston, Massachusetts for a 270 Live elimination game. We have Jack Allen versus Brayrand. This is going to be an unbelievable matchup between two people who may have lost one game so far in the tournament, but they've won a few. They're going deep, and we'll see if they can come out of the losers bracket. Keegan, how exciting is this?
This is going to be a great one, Ryan. We've got two competitors who have on one side a really storied history, and on the other side, a newbie who has kind of taken the 270 Live world by storm. Jack Allen with giving Riley a decent scare in that first round matchup in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, he dispatched Abigail in Louisville, and he's here in Boston ready to pick off another one. Meanwhile, Brayrand, the man who we have trashed on for years, the man who is notorious for being a choker in tournament play, he picked off Steven in that first round. He lost to you pretty comprehensively, and now he's back here in Boston trying to pick up the scraps, pick himself up, and try to move on to the next round. It's going to be an exciting one for sure, Ryan.
Yeah, so Keegan, real quick before we get started in the game, we actually have a really special moment here via the Make-A-Wish Foundation here that we're breaking in JA superfan Samuel Liu. Sam, can you hear us?
Hello? Is the thing on?
Yes, it is, Sam. I was just wondering,
Sorry.
how did you become a JA superfan, and how special is it to be in Boston today?
Oh man, J.A. has been the only thing I've thought about for the past 5 years. He came into my life when I was very vulnerable. He's been the reason I'm still here on Earth, still living, still breathing. I've always merchandise. But J.A., everyone's been calling him the underdog, but I knew he was going to win the whole time. I have so many holes in my wall, in my plaster wall that I've punched through because this Bond guy, I don't know, he keeps talking smack about my boy. It's pissing me off. So, so I'm excited to see J.A. pull through tonight. Oh, it's a big moment for me. And J.A., if you're listening on the other end, I love you so much. Yeah, keep me in your thoughts, J.A. Proud of you.
All right, thank you, Sam. And I am going to probably be fired any day now from the producers. But anyways, here we are in the matchup. And Keegan, who do you think Jack is going to be picking here to go up against Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Jack, we've only seen him play as a Republican, so it's likely going to be a Republican like Donald Trump. He's been pretty strong. There's been, albeit some rookie mistakes with the Trump play, but it seems like Republican in that Old South is clearly his lane, as we do see that pop up here.
All right, here we go. We have begun the match. It's going to be Ruth Bader Ginsburg against Donald Trump. Two very traditional conservative and liberal choices here. I'm going to assume Jack is going to be going the traditional Old South route here. Brayrand, though, is certainly a wild card, is he not, Keegan?
Oh, Brayrand's always a wild card. Whether it's the VP president combo that makes no sense, or the wacky swing state strategy, or whatever it is, Brayrand always has those 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 10 plays that just you scratch your head and you go, what the heck is he doing?
Yeah, but in that kind of uncertainty and in that, sometimes getting absolutely drubbed, he does have surprise victories because he's kind of doing, non-traditional strategies. And we do know that Jack is very kind of by the book, but here we go. We get the first turn coming in, and it does appear like we're going to get a very kind of traditional start here. Trump is going to go through the Old South, and it does seem like Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to be going for I take that back. It does not look like it's going to be a traditional town and gown start because Ruth Bader Ginsburg has went into the women's movement. Keegan, what do you think about this national group, state group kind of combo here?
In most player hands, I like it. It's a usage of Ruth Bader Ginsburg's strongest abilities, that being her bonuses with the women's group. My one problem with this is, again, it's in the hands of Brayrand, and I'm not sure he's a reliable enough player to be able to parlay this into future successes that don't mean that in the same time not allowing JA to just snowball.
Here we are on turn 2, and everyone's kind of just securing the states that they've already gotten. It's very curious to see. Jack goes into Michigan, and let's see if Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she will finish up women's movement. But, you know, is it better, Keegan, to go all in on national groups if you're going to do that strategy? Because it's still going to take a long time for RBG to be able to secure town and gown, even with the extra money.
My argument would be that national groups going all in makes sense if you're a Republican. If you're Dem, taking the time and turns to invest in those national groups might be too long, and you let the Republicans sneak into some of those key states like a Florida or a Michigan or an Arizona. We're already kind of seeing that already, where Ruth is nowhere near getting that town and gown bonus, and she's already falling behind in some really important states.
What I propose, if you're a national group Dem, that you go national groups, but the states that you pip into are to attack and at least thwart what Jack is going to be doing here, instead of going into 2 states that he has absolutely no interest in securing. And as I say that, we have Jack going into Illinois. There is Brayrand going into New York, putting 2 pips in. But again, he's going to have to wait till turn 4 to get town and gown. And in the meanwhile, Jack here is going into swing states. He's going into African American. We'll see what Alex's moves are after he secures New York.
Yeah, I want to highlight this move into Iowa. This is a move that I don't particularly understand. Iowa's a state that you can use town gown money for, but Brayrand should get town gown with Massachusetts and Utah, so I'm not sure about that one.
Well, I think Jack here is very close to securing swing states. He just took Florida. He's pipped fully in Michigan, though Brayrand seems to be challenging him there. Brayrand going into Virginia. And when you have this extra money that's not associated with any particular state groups, you got to do what Alex is doing, right? You have to start stealing states.
Yeah, and I'd like to highlight some of the state groups that just got picked up that round. The town gown obviously going to Dem, but key ones here, African American and swing states of Donald Trump. Obviously, some really competitive states are going to see a lot of action. Virginia and Michigan being 2.
So this will be a very interesting. It's usually around here, turn 4, 5, 6, 7, where we really see the direction of the game. We kind of pick out a favorite to win. I mean, of course, it is a nice position for Jack to be in, that he already has 138 electoral votes. But if Alex uses it strategically here, he's going to be able to pick off a Michigan, a Virginia, an Illinois, states like that. I guess, what would you do what direction would you go, Keegan, if you're Alex? Are you going to go high tech, or are you going to start going African American and attacking Jack's holdings?
I kind of hate Brayrand's position right now. He's let Jack get way too much of a foothold. I think you can compete for high tech, but man, you got to start worrying about that African American bonus.
And here we go. In the next turn, Trump goes into Illinois, Maine for Brayrand, using that town and gown. But a huge swing here. Brayrand takes Michigan, 15 electoral votes. That's going to be huge for high tech. Takes New Hampshire. Trump takes New Mexico, probably going for oil and gas. And Trump is going to secure Virginia, but Alex needed that badly, didn't he? He needed to flip one of these major states.
For sure, it's not, it's the stepping stone to further competing, but we'll see where that takes him.
I do think it's curious that Jack has went into some oil and gas states before he's went into Texas, and it's still going to be a pretty long time until he's able to, it's going to take at least 3 turns to go into Texas. I mean, do you think it's not a good use of resources right now?
He's got to be very selective with his money because, we're in that very delicate period of the game, turn 6, that going into mid-game where you got to really chart your moves for the next couple of turns and what state groups you're going to get. And if he invests into a big state like Texas or Cali and other states he's going to lose grasp on, it might not be worth it.
Let me put a hypothetical out there. If Jack goes into Texas this turn, if you're Alex, do you go for Cali or do you start attacking Jack while he's spending money in Texas?
I think you've got to go on the attack.
Yes, I agree. So it does seem like this turn is taking a long time. We have to also mention Alex missed his flight to get to Boston. Jack is here in person, but Alex is currently in a Kentucky diner playing this game. You have to wonder if that's going to have any effect on his strategy or how he's playing. But he does take Arizona, so he's going after the Sweet States and African American here, securing Michigan as well. Trump is going to expand in the Old South to Mississippi, takes Nevada, New Hampshire fully pipped up, New Mexico fully pipped. Trump going into Pennsylvania, going into Tennessee, going into Texas, and you're just seeing the Trump money advantage wielding itself right now. That's a lot of electoral votes for Trump, but it's going to be difficult to defend Pennsylvania and Tennessee and take Texas at the same time. This is the moment of truth for Brayrand, right? Is he going to attack or is he going to go into Cali?
He's got to make some hard decisions here on what to take, what to attack, and he's got to just make sure he's got Jay on the ropes here. I do want to send it down to our sideline reporter, Steven, who's reporting live from the Kentucky diner that Brayrand's sitting in. Steven, can you hear us, and can you tell us what's going on down there?
Yeah, thank you, Keegan. I took the quickest flight I could to the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. I landed in someone's front yard. But we're here to talk with Brayrand. He's really in the zone, but just the sense that we've gotten from the Brayrand camp and this whole thing, he's an absolute shambles. When he was doing his early strategies, he was not expecting Jack Allen to put into any state. He was expecting some no spend. So he's really been on the back foot ever since then because he was not expecting Jack Allen to take African Americans so quickly. But he has stabilized things, and he's looking forward to the rest of the game with putting into high tech and everything. And he's looking forward to bringing it home for Kentucky.
Well, thank you, Stephen. You see here, the electoral votes have started to close in here. Ruth Bader Ginsburg got a huge chunk out of California, but you look at this map right now. Ruth Bader Ginsburg has only one in California. J.A. Trump has two in Texas. Brayrand really is not attacking many of these states. He has nothing in Illinois, nothing in Pennsylvania, nothing in North Carolina, nothing in Georgia, nothing in Florida. I mean, Keegan, this is not a good spot for Brayrand, is it?
No, he's in a hole here. He's in a deep hole right here, and this could easily spiral out of control as he's going to pip into some of these smaller states, but man, does he have to go on the attack soon.
We'll see here. It looks like Jack is going to secure Texas. That's going to get him manufacturing. That's going to get him on the way to oil and gas. And that is a huge spend by Brayrand that he could not afford. He has less money. And Keegan, what is he getting out of Wisconsin if he was able to even take it?
I'm not really sure here. It's not a state that's in any of his relevant state groups. Maybe if you squint hard enough, you could say he's trying to wrest agriculture off of JA, but I'm not sure that's the most advisable strategy. It's truly baffling, and it's one of those Rand decisions that we were talking about in the pregame.
He has those unorthodox choices at the beginning of the match. You do the women's movement plus Utah and Massachusetts, and you're playing a guy in Jack who loves playing Republicans, has a very, very streamlined strategy of how to take Old South and expand out of it. And we're kind of witnessing a romp right now. I mean, Jack is dominating in the state groups. Yes, Ruth Bader Ginsburg still has, the women's movement, but that's about it. I mean, what's that giving him? 50,000 something per turn?
It's helpful, but it's might not be enough here, at least from what we're seeing.
It looks like he's starting to pip in a few states here. Nothing too significant. He still needs to put another pip into California next turn. It looks like Jack might be going for Latino, going into New Jersey, 2 into Ohio. Brayrand coming to challenge in Pennsylvania. And in the state of Wisconsin, Jack has secured it, which is going to be costly, but he has probably spare swing state money left. I mean, Keegan, if you mess up in the early game and you're in this position, I mean, what strategy does Brayrand have to take here?
I mean, you just gotta start blasting with the shotgun. Jack Allen, we've kind of yet to see him face off the true shotgun blast strategy, and so you gotta think for a rookie that might throw him off a little bit. But Brayrand's just playing passive here, and he's just not in enough states. I do want to throw it down to our sideline reporter Riley, who's here in Boston. He's on the JA sideline. Riley, what can you tell us about how JA's feeling and what's going on down there?
I mean, first off, I want to say spirits are high in the JA camp. I think their defense of Wisconsin was, I think, a really moral moral high victory for them. I think getting Texas and getting those, state groups, things are feeling really good here. Obviously, they're anxious about a couple of those pips that Brayrand has put into a couple states. But they're overall, I think, feeling pretty good.
Thank you, Riley. And we have new pips in here. It looks like Brayrand has taken 3 into California, pipping into New Mexico. Here, they both went to Oklahoma. They're going to be fighting over oil and gas for sure here, with both of them having California and Texas. Nothing really in Pennsylvania of note. Again, West Virginia going to be an oil and gas battle. Wyoming, again, Keegan, when you talked about shotgun strategy, I don't think you were talking about going into these states that have 3, 4 electoral votes. You were probably talking about, hey, Brayrand, you got to put 1 pip into 5 or 6 big states, and then you got to choose one and throw everything you have. Something that might take away 2 or 3 state groups from Jack. I mean, is there any hope for Brayrand at this point?
I mean, it's not even just the big states. We've got plenty of these states, Nevada, Alabama, Tennessee, the kind of middle-sized states where you could at least put up a feasible challenge, have Jay burn his money, and meanwhile, you could maybe steal a state like Illinois, North Carolina, Georgia. I mean, I don't understand, especially a 2-pip into Wyoming this late in the game. I guess from this sense of oil and gas, but man, you're letting Jay run away with it in the South, and that's such a key area of the map.
Yes, it is very difficult to be able to win if you cannot secure at least one southern state as a Democrat. Brayrand entered the tournament with very low expectations. People were dragging him for continual disappointments in previous tourneys and matches. And, the pressure kind of alleviated after his first-round victory, but it's starting to look more like a fluke than a pattern here. And let's see what happens in this turn. A lot of pips into smaller states, but that's not going to really change the electoral math here. Trump going into Kansas, Missouri up to 3. Nebraska, Trump is building this lead as he has more money, of course. And this is just horrible for Brayrand. I mean, you're down in money, $500,000, and you just waste all of it going into New Mexico. Pennsylvania, now that avenue is gone from Brayrand. South Carolina secured the entire South under Trump's control, and Brayrand is wasting more money going after oil and gas, not getting West Virginia, not getting New Mexico. And, maybe the focus needs to go away from Brayrand's, to be honest, ineptitude, and really to talk about Jack. And is Jack a dark horse to potentially win this entire thing?
I mean, Jack's playing out of his mind right now. He's playing like an expert, like a 4-year veteran in the game. He's playing excellent. Meanwhile, Brayrand just pulling off some what feels like rookie mistakes. I mean, at some point, you got to cut your losses on oil and gas. You're not taking New Mexico. You're not taking West Virginia, and you're only just burning more money. Jack's got that oil and gas money. He's got the bonus. What are we doing here?
And it was a quick turn there. You really have to wonder. 10, 15 seconds there. You have to wonder, is Brayrand just enjoying his food in Kentucky right now and kind of just giving up? He's like, let me end this so I can get back to my ribs. I mean, there's just not much going on. It's a bunch of small state battles, but we know it's not going to influence things. And Trump is going on the attack. J.A. with aggression. He doesn't just want to win here. He wants a pulverization going into New York. Brayrand's going to take Oklahoma, but that's really not going to change the arithmetic here. West Virginia, Trump is going to secure. But Keegan, now not only does Brayrand have to worry about trying to take back his deficit, but now he has to worry about defending New York.
$200,000. That's how much Brayrand just put in the Oklahoma last turn to max it out. Meanwhile, Trump double-pipped into New York, a state that should be reliably dim by any standard of the game at turn 13, yet Trump might be able to take it. J.A. is playing phenomenally, and he's about to presumably blow this game wide open electoral vote-wise and leave no doubt who's the better player. After just a brief rookie career, a brief career in college, he is quickly becoming, I think, one of the brightest stars in the game now.
You really have to think about the mindset behind Brayrand here. You're a veteran in the game, and you're just getting punked by a rookie, by a guy who's played probably less than 5 one-on-one matches in his entire life, and you're just getting throttled right now. We see a bunch of pips again in kind of smaller states. Really nothing of note here. Just Brayrand doesn't have the money to compete. We will see what's going to happen here in New York. Brayrand with more money in Nebraska here. In New York, Brayrand will hold. Again, that's he's still at 222. It's very difficult to see how he's going to get 50 more electoral votes. And I will say, do we have any word from the Brayrand camp from Steven? We'll see if the producers can get him. Oh, yes, Steven, are you with us?
I am in this diner right now, and the scene in this diner does not appear to be on 270. Brayrand is in there in the corner. We have worship music blaring everywhere, and it looks like Brayrand is just drinking alone in the corner. And it's a rough sight to see here, Ryan. It's really unfortunate. Back to you.
Yeah, you do really have to wonder, Keegan, what the committee is going to let Brayrand play in the next tournament. And again, he wastes money in Colorado. I mean, what is the future for Brayrand here? Not just in this game, but in his career.
I mean, you gotta start wondering, and I don't use this word lightly, but you gotta start thinking about the word washed. Is this man past his prime? Has every just ounce of skill in his body when it comes to 270 just exited sometime in the past 3 years? Because this was kind of an
I didn't realize it
embarrassing
was Ballot. My bad, everyone. We are here at Ballot, actually. And again, Keegan, I'll be honest, I think we've been using the word wash for a while now. I think we're past that word. I think there's another word called retirement that needs to really be mentioned here. Jay is going to win 311 to 227, a thumping and easy victory. It was over early. And Jack is going to be playing the winner, I believe, of Keegan versus Steven. And that's going to be a very exciting elimination game, whoever he meets in that next round. But again, a drubbing here. And I think Riley is with us down on the field talking to Jack. Riley?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Ryan. So, Jack, first off, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Spectacular game. I think just really well thought out. There is one particular play I would want to ask you about, and that is that late game New York push. What was going through your mind when you did that, and how do you think it affected your win?
I thought I saw Brayrand, going for a couple of some of the states that I had already kind of made my presence in, and I thought, maybe why don't I push him a little bit and maybe go in a state that he really needs that could also really be beneficial for me. I think I just kind of went on the offensive and just kind of went more for an aggressive strategy. And it did pay off ultimately, which I was because he had to spend money there, which didn't allow him to spend money in other places. But I got lucky with that choice, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I think we can all agree it was a pretty sassy move. So as you may have heard, your next round is going to be the winner of Keegan versus Steven. I mean, just as a rookie, how do you feel having gone this far into the tournament? And what do you make of your chances going forward?
I mean, it's certainly in some ways going to be an uphill battle, but I think I've trained for it, and we've done lots of simulations and practice. So I think we're ready to take on this challenge, whether it's Steven or Keegan. I mean, it'll be a fun match regardless of who I face. And I wish the best to both of them in their match against each other.
Very well said, J.A. I mean, just somebody who's just inspired such a fervent and passionate fan base. Really excited to see what you do in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again. And we're going to send it back up to the booth.
Yes, thank you, Riley.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Second, your super fan wants to meet you, Sam. What's his moment like? You're right beside Jack right now after his victory. How are you feeling right now?
Oh man. My name is Samuel. I've been dying to meet you since day one.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, as I had the choice to meet John Cena, but I obviously chose you as part of this Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. But no, your win's really inspiring to me. This was inspiring to me. Keep up what you're doing. Take down the big guys. Yeah, you're David, and there's Goliath everywhere, and I believe in you.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Now we're gonna be down to Steven in the diner. Steven.
Brayrand. This is Steven with NBC. Can I get a comment?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here and ready to talk about it. What exactly was that savvy move that I heard being praised?
They were talking about the savvy move of going into New York at the end of the game to keep you.
I'm confused by that point, to be honest, because I had loads of extra town and gown and high tech money that I couldn't spend in literally any other state. So that wasn't forcing me to change any game. That was just money to burn.
Got you.
So
Well,
questionable comments, but anyway, proceed.
There is a comment that we really wanted to ask you. I was sitting in the diner. I don't know if you can see me on the other side. I'm over here. Do you see me? And
Oh yeah.
it looks like you were drinking Rumple Mints during the match. Do you care to talk about that?
I'm drinking Diet Pepsi right now. Unfortunately, our university is a Pepsi sponsored university, so but I got to keep my figure lean. I'm eating a 1 pound Idaho potato loaded with pulled pork and bacon and all kinds of other delicious things. So I got to maintain my figure. So I'm drinking Diet Pepsi. That's what you see me drinking.
Got you. Well, we're really proud of your care for your own body. Hopefully, you could put some care into your 270 play because it's been rough, really. But thank you for your time. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you, Steven and Brayrand. And then that will be the end of our coverage here of 270 Live. Maybe a match that wasn't really about the match itself, but about Brayrand, his future, and whether a retirement might be in conversation this offseason. But anyways, we'll see you. We're checking out here from Boston, and good night, Omaha.